So I believe my bunny has reached final form for using Bionic Fuel, and I tell you, a lot of you guys like it. Some of you guys hate running that module. Some of you guys are strictly high voltage because you love seeing those crazy crit numbers. And for my build, not being a crit build, I'm still critting for about 468,000 and 350,000 non-crits, which is kind of insane with this type of build. As you guys are seeing here, I have unlimited sprint. I never run out of sprint. I never have to worry about MP because obviously you guys know by now Bionic Fuel drains your HP, and that's why you have to build it a specific way. So in this next clip right here, we actually switch one of our modules for maximum range to help the range. Now we do lose a little bit of damage, and I'll show you that when I show you my build breakdown. But yeah, this one has maximum range, and what that's gonna do, it's gonna allow me to hit the enemy further away, right? So I can hit a couple shots on them without having to worry about taking any damage. So that's why maximum range works good. It also goes through walls, floors. It's kind of crazy how far, if you expand the range on Bunny, it can actually hit enemies and you never even have to see them. Now, I specifically use Bunny for farming these missions to get Kuiper, gold, modules, reactors, stuff like that. Now, when I do dungeons or I do bossing, I don't use Bunny. That's where I go to my Viesa. But Bunny is specifically for me, she's what I consider my farmer, right? Because she does a lot of things well. You can also do things with Valby. Valby's another really great character to use. But let's get into the build because I know a lot of you guys came here and you guys want to see what changes I made to my last one. And this would probably be my final Bunny build until we get the option to have different loadouts and with different assigned sockets. But let's get into the build. So for the build, we'll notice I made a few changes from the last time you've seen my Bunny build. And hopefully if you guys enjoy running the build the way I do, well, you guys are gonna enjoy this. You can see she's not fully leveled up, but this is the final time I do have to level her up. So I'm kind of happy about that because I can finally have the Bunny build that I enjoy for just farming, right? When I just want to farm mindlessly and just farm very fast, well, that is what Bunny is for. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna get into the build. I'll show you my reactor. So for the reactor, we are running a singular reactor. Now it has Thunder Cage mounting since I do like Thunder Cage for mobbing. It has electric skill power, singular skill power. If you go down to the bottom, the bonus stats show electric skill power boost ratio, which is amazing, especially on Bunny. And then it has HP heal modifier. And I wasn't sure if I was really gonna like this, but I do like it because it helps when I pick up those red orbs. It allows me to heal since I am running, yes, an HP version of Bunny, and you'll see in a second. And then for the external components, we are running the Slayer set. After multiple testing, I found this to be the best one for me. The 2 set just gives you general rounds capacity, but look what the 4 set does. It gives you more rounds per magazine. It gives you skill cost, which kind of sucks, but it doesn't really affect us because we're using HP. And then it gives us skill power plus 26%, and that's where we're gonna get a lot of our extra damage. Now on the auxiliary power set, we have defense and max HP. On the sensor, we have HP recovery modifier. Again, this is great. And it pairs up with my reactor little bonus that I have. It has max shield. Right here we have max shield defense, and then we have max shield and shield recovery modifier. So ideally you can pick these up, but you do want to have some that have HP on there because that's going to give you that survivability. We're only going to be sitting at 7,000 defense, 10,000 health. Now this will go up once I have this set up here, but again, this is how this one is set up. Now, I do have a module that increases its defense, and I'll show you that in a second. And for the build, we are running Bionic Fuel as our Transcendent module. Now, a lot of you guys don't like this module. Some do. Some prefer high voltage if you're running an MP build. And I agree, if you're gonna run an MP build, high voltage is the way to go. But again, Bionic Fuel has been amazing for me, and I built around it, and I honestly really like it. I like being able to have that full sprint. I do lose a little bit of the sprint speed from speed of light. I think you go from 50% to 30%, but overall, I like it. If you watch any of my streams, this is exactly what I've been using. Now, for our first module, we're running Frugal Mindset. The reason why skill cost is down 8%, but look, skill effective range. So this is going to help my skill effective range, so it's gonna help that lightning emission hit even further. So this is one big change that I made from the last time you guys saw my build, and I actually like this one a lot. Now we also have HP Collector. When defeating an enemy, it instantly recovers 9% of max HP. Now there is a cooldown on this. This is great. If I'm killing enemies, I can actually get 9% of my max HP back, which isn't a ton, but it still helps with the survivability. We also have Focus on Electric. Now this is going to increase our electric skill power and reduce our skill cooldown. We have Focus on Singular. This is going to increase our singular skill power modifier up and reduce our skill cooldown. And remember, all of our stats on here, our main two stats that we're using are singular. So that's something for you to keep in mind. For our ultimate mod, we have Walk a Tightrope. Now this is something you guys can change. When HP is 50% or lower, skill power modifier is up by 30% and firearm attack is up by 30%. Now, if you guys don't want to use this one, Dangerous Ambush is also another really good one you could put there. You could actually swap that out directly because the way I have it. And what this is, when landing a skill attack while enemy is not targeting you, skill power is 24%. So this is good too, because a lot of times you could be with the lightning emissions, it hits through the wall. So this is actually a good one too. You just have to test, see which one you like better, but that's really up to you on which one you want to go with. We have maximum range on here because it's going to help our skill effective range, and it goes up tremendously. Now, what I will tell you though is because it is so the range is so crazy, sometimes you're hitting enemies through walls, under the floor. It's actually pretty crazy. Now, if you don't want to go with maximum range, you can also go with Spear and Shield there, and what that's going to do is going to give you a little bit more defense, and that's what I say, your defense can be up and your skill power is going to go up, so that means your crits are going to be higher. I actually showed you two versions of the build while I was farming at the very beginning, and I had one with Spear and Shield and one with maximum range. That's really up to you on what you guys want to do. You guys have to decide if you guys want to do maximum range or Spear and Shield. It just depends on your playstyle. Remember, this one will hit harder, but you got to get a little bit closer. This one, the range is so wide that you can hit a couple shots before you even get close to them. So they're both great. It's really up to you. You just have to decide on which one you guys want to go with. Now, we do have skill expansion on here for that skill effective range. That's also going to increase our range, right? We have increased HP. You definitely want HP on the build because that's what we're consuming, right? So we need that more HP. We have Stim Accelerate. That's also going to increase our HP, and it drops our MP because we're not really using MP on this build. And we have MP conversion, so our skill cooldown goes down, and then our max MP goes down, and then long distance maneuvering. So yeah, this is kind of like the build here. And if you notice, this mod switches to Bionic Fuel. This is Speed of Light, and then we use a Lightning Emission. These are our two. Both are singular, right? So what does that mean? If we have singular here, it's gonna make it even stronger. So, and we have electric here. But both of those are what you guys want to get for that damage. Now, the way skill power works with this, it definitely helps it hit harder. You guys probably saw in that gameplay. But again, if you want to have that, I would say you get a little bit more survivability with maximum range, even though you don't get as much defense because you're hitting enemies from a further distance away. But it's really, you play with it, you mess with it. The same thing with Dangerous Ambush. You got to play with that, see what you guys like. If you guys want to run Dangerous Ambush or you guys want to run Walk a Tightrope, it's really up to you. If you're always below 50% HP, this is a lot of damage, right? You just have to decide what you guys want to put there. But yeah, overall, this is the build that I've been using, and I only use Bunny for farming. And now if you do use Spear and Shield, you have 14,000 defense and 10,000 health. So again, really up to you. Play with both. If you guys want to try this build, there you guys go. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And one final thing I do want to say is I do not use her for bossing, guys. Only farming is what I use her for, and that's what I enjoy using her for. I have my other descendants for that, but she is mainly to farm that Kuiper, farm those gold, farm those materials when I need them. If I need reactors, if I need weapons, whatever I need, that's what I use her for. But that's it there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey, take it easy, everybody.